Greetings everybody, it's me again, as I promised to do a second video where I am to explain something to possible questions. It is still Tuesday the 3rd of March 2026 and I'm here at Muizenberg Beach. It's a wonderful, beautiful morning, and again for yet another important video in my view. I'm one of those people who believed intrinsically in the narrative of the 1948 return of the chosen people to Israel. I used to teach it even. But I've come to other insights having studied the Bible, and I want to explain to the viewers here how come I have this view about who's the chosen people. In previous videos, I explained about Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. And I also explained a few others. I think it's Deuteronomy 28 verse 45 onwards. We explained other things that would support the viewpoint about the point I was making. So let me start off by saying that I believed intrinsically in that, but I no longer. And I want to say that there are millions of Christians from the Christian church in America especially, which I mentioned in the previous video as the evangelicals, the Bible Belt, a very big group. And as in other videos, I also explained how American culture, American style, American information, everything American has been copied by most of the other countries outside America, even the church. So the style of worship, the doctrines, and several other things have been copied as is from the American church, and hence the reason for this this video, because I'm debunking the viewpoint of the 1948 version of the prophecy being fulfilled. Yes, there's hundreds of prophecies in the Old Testament, from Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, of the return of the chosen people, and that God will do it in the end times. Yes, I believed in that, and I still believe in that, but it's colored now with the Deuteronomy 28 verse 68 prophecy and other related prophecies to that. Now, how is it that one can make such sweeping statements like I'm making now? In postgraduate studies, there's an interesting course that I've done, and in a segment of or component of that course was that you would be able to analyze quickly the content of any book that is presented before you, and you could look at the cover, the title, the back summary, and then you could also look at the contents page, as well as the headings the headings of each chapter, and you could determine that the worldview of the writer. And the worldview includes things like, is it communistic, is it socialist, is it capitalist, is it Marxist, if it's mixed market. There's several ideologies that can come forth from any book, from any writer, and if one has got the skill to do so, you can within less than 5 minutes identify what is the content of the book or the writer's mind without actually reading each word for word and every paragraph and chapter. And what I'm saying, the key word here is the worldview. Now, the worldview is the person's perception or impression or their take on life, and that is also based on their upbringing, the background, the education. And from primary school through to high school, there is a curriculum that's followed, and the curriculum is determined outside of the school structure. The teachers, the educators just follow the curriculum handed down to them as part of the job. But the people who formulate the curriculum are the people who are the writers of the information, and this is what I'm getting to. If the writers, and you determine the writers have a certain worldview, even if the information in the book is correct and true, there will always be the subjective coming out. In other words, the person, the writer's worldview will come out, and that's the point that I listed the several ideologies that they had from the background. For instance, as a side note, the system of apartheid in the country of South Africa, there were writers and there were academics who wrote the books and defended the viewpoint of racial segregation and discrimination, etc., based on academics. So what am I saying? I'm saying then that even the viewpoint of the 1948 version of the Return of the Chosen People is in error if you analyze it totally in terms of what the Bible is saying. Now, if the writers write the books come from a particular worldview, perhaps even as pastors from a particular institution of training, like a seminary, for instance, and the worldview is handed down there, even as a guided program of subjects, then it's clear that one can say that it is also subjective. It is not entirely, how can I say, objective in all instances, so in all aspects. So I just wanted to share that with you, that people who debunk what I'm saying as I don't know what I'm talking about, etc., should ask themselves personally, have they studied the Bible? But have they studied the Bible also without the influence of another writer or writers guiding them as to the information? Because I'm claiming, for instance, that many people can be misled by the overall worldview offered by the writers and the academics that were using the tool of the book, even if it's a set work, and then it's not entirely correct in many instances. How to do it is to read the Bible, and I'm questioning the fact that have people just taken the Bible on its own and had a look at it. If you measure it on its own without the guidance and the pointing out of another individual or another writer or another curriculum or program, then it's questionable what you or the person knows and has even been kept with that as qualified, etc. So read the Bible, study it, get into a study group, and test the information that you've learned over the period of time. Because as I'm claiming here also, and several people have also claimed, since our birth we've been told lies. Since our birth we've been told lies. The school system, for instance, that we learned, a lot of it is also based on truths. So have a great day further, and I hope that you'll ponder on this, because as I said initially, this is very important information. Until next time, enjoy your day.